Welcome to the Howard Steamboat Museum. This 127-year-old masterpiece was actually built by shipyard workers. You see, this is the home of the second generation of the Howard shipyard family, a shipyard legacy that began in 1834 right across the street from this very mansion. We hope that by coming here to the Howard Steamboat Museum, you are able to educate your students on many different subjects, including the history of architecture, the history of the steamboat, and the steamboat's place in American history. We're going to take a quick look at this house and look at some of the amazing features that this house has. Of the 22 rooms in this mansion, we feature one that is quite unique, a library. You see, in the day of the Howards, having a library was akin to having a computer today, and those that had the most opportunity had the most books, and that is where they gained their education. This amazing Moorish-style room in the home was called the parlor or music room. This room was the social center of Jeffersonville. As you look around and see the Moorish design, you will also notice the trim in this room, very much like a steamboat in its gold and white to stand out. Now we're on the second floor. We're in the second floor hallway, which was basically the family room, for all the bedrooms were off of this hallway. This is where the family would gather in the evening, or sometimes Edmonds would use his desk that was built over in the shipyard by Ernst Hoffman. It is made of oak in a beautiful piece with amazing detail. Some of the other details you'll see as we pan around here and look at some of the artifacts we have. The famous steamboat Robert E. Lee from the 1870 race. We talked downstairs about the gold and white trim on steamboats, and you can see in the cabin arch above how that was replicated on steamboats. You'll also see some fine details from the old Robert E. Lee as you tour the house. One of the most famous characters in Mississippi River steamboat lore would be Mark Twain or Samuel Langhorne Clemens. You see, that pen name Mark Twain came from a measurement of the depth of the river done with a tool called a lead line, as you see here. The different markings on the lead line, as you see across the line, would tell the depth of the river. Mark Twain meant 12 feet or safe water for navigating a steamboat. Now, in those days, the packet boat was the workhorse of the river. It carried farm produce, freight, and livestock and passengers from town to town along the rivers of America. This was the workhorse of the river, and this is how we moved the goods and services from the East Coast west to settle the new lands of the United States. Life in the Victorian era was different than our life today in many ways. This bedroom is a good example of the changes over the years. We are standing in Captain Jim's bedroom. He was the youngest son of the family. You can see his brass four-poster bed here. Next to his bed, you can see a speaking tube where he could contact the kitchen if he needed to. A much simpler life. A lot of people today wonder, where's the TV? Here we have the J.M. White, the queen of the cotton packet boats that ran on the lower Mississippi River between Memphis and New Orleans. She was an amazing vessel, costing almost $300,000 at a time when the average steamboat would cost only $10,000. Why? Because she provided the most luxurious service of her time on the lower Mississippi River. You can see this model and many more of steamboats as you look around the amazing Howard Steamboat Museum, and we cannot wait to welcome you into our doors.